welcome to episode 344 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for you. If you play Magic the Gathering, whether you're sitting at home, jamming arena, or you are laying on your couch trying to recover from Grand Prix Vegas, MagicFest Vegas, we are here for you.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Meghan.
And on today's episode, we are going to talk about MagicFest Vegas and all the recovering that is happening while we're speaking to you right now.
Yes, I am still recovering.
Because we got back yesterday.
Yes.
Recorded an episode of The Upkeep, our news podcast.
Yes. I then slept for 10 hours.
For 10 hours and then came in and now here we are.
Like actually at least 10 and maybe honestly kind of more, I think.
Yeah.
I think I might have almost hit 11.
I think I did 10 for sure.
Yeah.
And
Oof.
that is highly unusual for me. So I am feeling ready to go at life. But I can still feel the shadowy specter of Vegas clawing at my spine from behind.
Oh, yes. It's still trying to snatch you back.
Hey, come on back.
Get back here.
Get back here. We never sleep. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. It was a very fun experience and a lot of stuff was going on at the tournament. Mm-hmm. And so we'll give you a little recap.
Yeah. We'll also talk about Mark Rosewater's State of Design article, which came out this week.
Yeah, it's super fun to hear his kind of take as the head of research and development. I shouldn't say research and development, but that's like what it is.
Yeah, it's always been called R&D. But now it's like, he even talks about what it is now at the top of the article, which is like vision design, set design, play design.
Yeah. So why are we calling it R&D still?
We should call it VSP. All right.
He's going to talk about
Tell
Magic.
your friends.
VSP.
We're calling it VSP now.
Because, yeah, he's going to go through all the sets that came out this year. We've got all of the Ravnica Action Core Set 2020 Modern Horizons and kind of like what things they did well in these sets and what things they missed the ball on. And if we agree or disagree and kind of talk through where we've been so far this year with Throne of Eldraine coming up in our sites in just a little while.
That's right. We'll also talk a little bit about what we think could happen in Modern now that the Hogak is gone. Not
Ding
only
dong, the GAC is dead.
Which old GAC?
This old GAC.
Anyways.
It may not surprise you to learn that I played the Wicked Witch of the West in the Wizard of Oz musical. That
seems right.
I had a bright pink bouffant because I was doing it my way.
All right.
But yeah.
I feel like I would be...
Who do you want to be?
Oh, who would I want to be?
Yeah, you get to choose. Because I was going for the witch.
Probably
and I got
the
witch.
Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow is excellent.
Yeah.
And
the Scarecrow.
Nowadays, I think I would love to play the Tin Man, but you know, I don't do that anymore. I have not inscripted Productions of the Wizard of Oz.
Isn't the Tin Man anymore.
But before we do anything in our show, I'm going to not talk about Patreon for a second because I just want to congratulate our winner, Joshua Weddell, who played in our Gleam contest giveaway. Congrats.
Ooh, congrats, Joshua.
You won a big swag box from Ultra Pro Card Kingdom.
Yeah.
And Good Luck High Five.
There's going to be some sick stuff in there.
There's going to be great new prizes because we're going to talk about some new stuff from Ultra Pro coming up later in the show. But if you want to win awesome prizes and have a fairly good chance of doing so, please enter our new September Gleam giveaway. The link will be in the show notes or under the YouTube video. Your chances are high, so why not win some free stuff?
Oh, nice.
Okay, so now that that's done with, Patreon!
That's right. Thank you to everyone who is a supporter of the show on patreon.com/GLHFmagic. It means so much to us. So much that we are having a patron-only hangout this Thursday. From 10 to noon.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really awesome. If you can still get in on that by becoming a patron.
You can. There's still time.
You can still have time.
Go to patreon.com/GLHFmagic and sign up to be a member at any dollar amount. That's like $1 a month, which is really so very little. And you can come on, hang out with us on Thursday.
That's right.
And I love when people came up to us at Vegas and said, hey, I'm a patron. You know, I love to hear that.
It warms our cold, zombified hearts.
Yes, it really does. And it means the world to us that you support the creators who give back to you.
Thank you also to our sponsor, Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/GLHF. You can get sweet Meghan and Maria tokens in your order by saying good luck, have token. You can get stickers.
That's right.
And you're just ordering from the fastest shipping in the West.
That's right. And they've got all the great stuff that we talk about when we talk about all the cool products from Ultra Pro. They've got it. They've got board games. They've got dice. They've got deck boxes. They've got singles. They've got boxes so you can draft with your friends. And the best customer service in the biz across the board. Everybody knows the people who love Magic. Go to cardkingdom.com/GLHF. Let's talk about MagicFest Vegas, where we were hanging out this past weekend.
That's right. So, Maria, tell me what your weekend looked like.
Yeah, so I was on coverage. So I was a floor reporter for the event for Channel Fireball, which means I was running around talking to everybody and being like, what's up? Tell me your story. Are you here playing in the Command Zone, where thousands of people signed up to play Commander? That seemed to be a huge success, by the way. So moving forward, if you want to attend a Magic Fest, they're going to have these Command Zones, and you can show up and play Commander. You can have a little sign that says, I'm looking for a competitive game, or I'm looking for a casual game.
Nice.
And just go in and hang out. And so a lot of people I met were super cool hanging out in there. I talked to a lot of the Magic celebrities who had come to the tournament, like Josh Lee Quine, Jimmy Wong, who Jimmy was partaking in a Battle Bond charity tournament, which was really cool. And then, of course, the main events, Modern Constructed and Modern Horizons Limited. Simon Nielsen taking down the Modern portion with Hogak, of course. 5 copies of Hogak in the top 8. Barf alert. But don't worry, we're never going to have to worry about that ever again. And then Alan Wu taking down the Modern Horizons Limited event, plus an old school event.
Yes.
Which our good friend Athena, Elantris on Twitter, top 8'd. What the heck else was happening? A Pauper event. There was a Pauper champion crowned. Just so much stuff going on.
So much stuff. The Modern Challenge event.
Oh, yeah. The Modern Madness.
Yes.
Where you all voted on the top 8 decks of Modern, and they all battled against each other to settle the question once and for all, what is the best deck in Modern?
And it was Storm. Wow. That is not the answer I thought we'd be saying.
No, me either. No, and it certainly is not the best deck in Modern, but in this case, it wound up being the best deck in Modern.
It sure did win.
Piloted by Cedric Phillips, who's one of the celebrities who played against people who had to qualify to play against them in the Modern Madness finals, which is a very cool idea, I think, from Channel Fireball. And of course, meeting everybody out there was awesome, who came up and said they liked Good Luck High Five or the Upkeep, and then hanging out with our buddies.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
And
overall,
losing money at the blackjack tables.
Yes.
Obviously.
I saw you try really hard.
I tried so hard.
I saw you try very hard at blackjack.
I like to leave when I double my money, and I was close to doubling it on 5 different occasions and lost every single one of those hands.
You should have just taken it when you were almost double.
I know, but it's just like, oh, I'm so close.
But in blackjack, you're not supposed to win enough to double your money.
Oh, really?
No.
Well,
the odds are against you.
The odds are against me. That is accurate. But it was super fun nonetheless. And yeah, how about you?
I also had a great time. We went to the Commander party on Friday night.
Yes.
Which was so much fun. Everyone had pre-con Commander decks.
That was cool.
Yes, it was super cool. I played with the Naya one, the flashback, and it was not Naya.
No. You're Jeskai.
Huh. Wow.
I was like, what?
No, definitely not. I was Jeskai with all the flashback cards.
Yes.
It was super cool. I killed Maria.
I was a Faceless Menace, so I had the Morph deck that you really wanted.
I did really want it, so I was always going to come for vengeance.
And I
killed the 2 Morph players at the table.
You did. There are 2 of us.
Out of a sense of vengeance.
And I got it. The Morph deck is very, very fun. Lives up to the name. But I feel like you were having quite a fun time with that flashback deck.
Do you know what? I was having a great time. And thanks to Josh Lee Kwai, who told me the flashback deck is the one where you're not supposed to use the big commander that comes with it.
Okay.
You use one of the other commanders. The one that has like prowess, and you can look at the top card of your deck and cast it if it's a non-creature, non-land spell.
Yeah. And that's almost like
or maybe
Morph.
it's
That's very tricky.
Sorcery. Anyways.
Because you don't know what's coming.
Yeah. It was very cool.
And also you had
But then we all died to the Naya deck.
Yeah. Oh, the Naya deck took the whole thing down.
Yeah.
After I died, I just kind of wandered around the room to check on other people.
I took out the 2 Morph players, and then the Naya deck killed me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one, very good. Very hard to stop those rhinos from
that deck seems really solid.
coming back again and again.
Yes. And we're going to be battling those decks against one another.
I'm so excited.
In the coming weeks. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel if you want to see how those decks play out.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. They're quite fun.
Yeah, I love playing the commander decks heads up, the precons. They're super cool and usually
it's a good
very
time.
balanced.
And we'll be having giveaways for them on those videos. So if you also want to battle them head to head with a friend, potentially win them.
Think about it.
And then I played my first Chaos Draft.
Wow,
ever. My
of
first
all time?
Chaos Draft ever. It was a lot of fun.
Wow.
I had a great time. My first deck was black-green. It was really solid. It was just classic, big creatures, lots of removal.
What were there any fun sets?
I had Iconic Masters, Fate Reforged, and War of the Spark.
Oh, okay.
I loved seeing,
Spicy.
I love seeing those Theros cards come around.
Oh yeah, big time.
Loved it.
And Fate Reforged was the bomb set.
Yes, like you
like
needed
not that
big
it was
creatures.
the bomb, but there are many bombs in the set.
Yes. I had like the big 6 mana green dragon that when it dies you destroy a permanent.
Oh yeah.
Pretty solid. Anyways, that was just an uncommon from that set.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of what else I played.
You played that red-blue tempo deck.
Oh yeah, that was my second Chaos Draft ever, and that deck was so sick. I loved it. It was a blue-red tempo deck. I drew a bunch of cards, killed a bunch of creatures, and then eventually got on with my little small creatures.
Excellent.
It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I overall had a great time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, chaos drafting, you see, like Megan's perfect classic case here. You don't have to go and play the main event to have a good time.
No. Chaos draft is where you just get 3 random boosters.
Yeah, it could be anything. And you just kind of like let fate lie where it does.
Yes. Let fate fall where the chips are.
I was happy to be out there working, but oh my gosh, was I so jonesing to do a draft.
Yeah.
I was like, do you think I have enough time just to sneak in a draft here before I have to work? Because everyone seemed to be having such a blast. And I mean, what you can speak to this too in the drafts. Was the attitude like people you're playing with just like super happy to be there?
Everyone was really chill. Everyone was chill.
I think
nice.
That's really cool.
Having a good time.
And of course, no big tournament is without a lot of drama in the Magic world. And if you want to hear more about like the cheating scandal that emerged and the disqualification, all that kind of stuff, we do talk about it on the Upkeep this week, which is our shorter news podcast.
All of the news in 10 minutes or less.
Yeah, I know.
Only the cold, hard facts. None of the ridiculousness.
None of the warm, wet takes. I'm sorry. I should have said soft. That's the opposite of hard. But warm, soft takes is really just not really great either. Ooh.
They're both bad.
Something people were kind of talking about in the coverage area and amongst the pros at Vegas was actually the Hall of Fame. Because ballots are out and voting is open.
Ballots are out. What were people saying?
They were just kind of talking about like, hey, did you decide who you're going to vote for? And kind of making their cases for different people.
Tell me about your dancing around the specifics. And I want the specifics.
Okay, got it. Well, everyone's going to vote for Reed Duke. That's not even a question,
yeah,
right?
That seems likely.
The Duke is in. I would be... Okay, do you think one person will not vote for Reed Duke?
Wow. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to say no.
You don't think that there's
a single ballot?
There's going to be at least one ballot that does not have him on it.
Oh my gosh. I wish there was a way
You are
for us to find this
underestimating
out.
like how spiteful people can be. When given a little bit of power, we transform. I mean, obviously he's going to be on my ballot.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
I'm just saying that I can 100% feel out there the energy, the mind space of a person who's like, I don't think Reed Duke should be on the
Hall of Fame ballot. Yeah. Well, that's we may never know the answer to this hypothetical question.
No, they tell you the percentage is that people get when they get in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're right. They do.
So we'll know.
Okay, great.
Here's the better question.
Don't let me forget to revisit this.
95. You're taking the over on 95.
I am taking the over on 95.
Wow. Even I'm like, I feel like one person won't, but do I take the under on 95?
Yeah, that's the question for you now.
It's a good line. I'll take the under.
Okay, Megan's taking the under. All right, great. Well, we'll have this answered for us at Richmond.
Yeah.
Mythic. Oh God, I almost
Magic Championship. Mythic Championship Richmond.
Mythic Championship Richmond.
Yes.
Where we'll have Brian David Marshall back on air.
Ooh.
To announce the Hall of Fame for us. Very exciting.
Look.
What?
It's not going to happen, but I just want people to vote for Chris Pikula.
Yeah, that was the other kind of thing that was being bandied about. Will Chris Pikula finally get in? Because okay, so it was announced on a weekly MTG, which is the stream from Wizards of the Coast, that the Hall of Fame might not look the same in 2020.
Yes.
They might do things differently, include have a nominating committee and allow people in who are not players.
Yes.
Who have made significant contributions to the game. So a lot of people
hopefully he would freaking qualify at that point.
Like, hey, here we are. Maybe this is the last push for the Hall of Fame as it stands now. We don't know what's going to happen next year. Is it the time to push in Chris Pikula? And tell me why people want Chris Pikula in the Hall, Megan.
So Chris Pikula, back in the day, first of all, he almost got in.
Yes.
Before they changed the points thresholds. And then he went on this long chase to get back up above the points threshold. But people don't just look at Chris Pikula's top finishes and that sort of thing. The biggest thing is that back in the day when cheating was just rampant in Magic, Chris Pikula was one of the people on the forefront of being like, cheating is we need to stop this.
Yes.
He was out there putting his foot down and saying Magic needs to not be like this.
Yeah, a lot of people had the attitude back in the day that cheating, if you could get away with it, was perfectly fine.
Exactly. That it was essentially part of the game.
Yeah.
It was another skill set that you brought to playing Magic. And he was one of the people that was like, no. Magic is Magic. Cheating is not Magic.
Yes.
And so that we still see the legacy of that today.
Absolutely.
And if you don't think that cheating is a problem or that there need to be people out there who are aggressively anti-cheating, just look at what happened in Vegas, right? There was a guy, the first winner of the old school tournament, cheated, and they had to rerun the whole thing.
They had to rerun it. Yep.
And I feel like people just forget we haven't been playing Magic for super long in the context of things. Right. 7 years at this point. Which is wild.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Yeah. GLH5 7-year anniversary coming up pretty quick.
In October.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
anyways, that's not that long in the context of Magic as a whole.
Yeah.
And already in our Magic lifetimes, we had Jared Betcher.
Yeah.
And all of the other shuffle cheaters.
Yeah.
So it's still a thing. And it's still a legacy that lives on and that we do not tolerate cheating anymore.
Yeah. And we're very, I think, as a community, hardline about that.
Yes.
And
so
Chris
if you
Pikula
appreciate the fact that you just cheating isn't a skill that your opponent is bringing to the Magic table against you, and that if it is, people are going to come down real hard on them, you have Chris Pikula to thank for that.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, there you go. That's
I'll be voting for him.
That's my ballot.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's my ballot.
There you go. Now you know. I did of course think about Javier Dominguez, but I think that it's just a little too early.
Is he he's qualified?
He is. Just for me, it's a little too early to vote for him. But I think if he had one more top finish, he would.
How many does he have?
Get it. I'm not sure off the top of my head. 2.
Okay. I'll look it up.
Because he has, of course, the win from World Championships and the second place at World Championships.
Yeah.
Then I would start to think about him. A lot of people are thinking about Brad Nelson, getting him into the Hall. Some people are talking about Marcio Carvalho as one of the best players of all time. But of course, he is straight off a lot of people's list because of a cheating scandal a few years back.
I mean, I think a history of cheating.
Yes, a history of shady behavior. And a lot of people say, no, he's got way too many good results. We cannot ignore it after he's, stopped that shady behavior.
Yeah.
Same people say he hasn't stopped it. Blah, blah, blah. It's a whole thing.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Okay. Say that at some point, 4 years from now, Marcio Carvalho has a whole bunch of top finishes in arena-only tournaments.
Yeah, that's a great
where
point.
cheating is not something that you're bringing to you can't bring to the table. Literally.
You literally can't.
You just can't.
And then other people would say, well, the foundation for his success was laid by cheating.
Yeah. So I'm wondering is what is people's lines I don't believe that someone who has ever cheated should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't believe that someone who is currently cheating should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So I think that people are going to have to come up against that sort of decision point for them. It's which one is it that you believe? Do you believe that people who have ever cheated should not be able to be in the Hall of Fame?
This is the problem.
Do you believe that people who are currently cheating or cheated to get the significant results.
Yes.
Should not be in the Hall of Fame.
What do you think?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Putting you on the spot. I don't know either. I honestly do. If you put me on the spot, I'm going to tell you that I do think Marcio is that good. I agree. Do think he is that good. But I do think that he has also fallen prey to the temptation of cheating in the past.
Yes.
And shady behavior. So, gosh, this is really, really, really tough.
It's difficult.
Yeah. I think it would still have to be a no for me, at least currently. But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to cross that bridge when I come to it.
Okay, great. But that was another thing that was on a lot of people's lips at MagicFest Vegas.
Well, there you go.
But yeah.
It was a really fun time.
Super
we had
fun
such a good time.
Lots of hangouts overall. I bought this great squirrel shirt.
Yeah.
On the back it says 1-1 because I'm a little token. And I bought some great art from some magic artists and a Chittering Doom playmat from the artist who drew Chittering Doom.
Uh-huh.
So
Classic Maria.
I'm full on squirrels over here.
Yep. You really are.
Gave out lots of high fives. We got to hang out with our friends from Loading Ready Run who we never get to see.
I know. It was great. I won money playing craps.
Good job.
Thank you.
Was that your first crapsing?
Yeah.
Was that the first time you crapsed yourself?
Yep. Sure was.
About banned and restricted changes.
That's right. There are some shakeups to Modern and some light shakeups to other formats if that's your jam.
It's very funny. Some very funny shakeups.
Yes. We talk about all of the BNR announcement on the Upkeep.
Yes.
So today we're only focusing on Modern.
Yeah.
And the fact that Hogak is gone.
Hogak ran into the hammer he was using to hang up his art on his wall in his house. It was a very sad tragedy, but he's no longer with us.
That's a really horrific thing to describe.
And also, like, impossible, because I said he was hanging art and he ran into his own hammer.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
You would have to have super long arms, first of all.
So he put, it's like the art is on the wall. And then he pulls his arm so far back and then puts his own head between.
Oh, God. That's what I was. I was thinking he was hammering it, but his arms are so long and he wanted to run up to see how well he was hanging it. And he just ran right into the hammer.
He ran into the back end of the hammer.
End of the hammer.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought that you were describing him trying to hammer it in and he pulls his arm so far back that his head is between his arm and the wall.
Equally as terrifying.
That is a really disturbing
You know what?
concept.
I don't feel so bad because Hogak was a menace and also the card art was disgusting.
It was super disgusting. But it is not the only thing that is gone.
No.
Faithless looting.
This is wild.
Yes. People have been asking for this for a little while now.
That's true.
They're like, 1 mana? What?
This is too good. Recursive?
Too good. Yes.
Flashback?
Yep.
Too good.
So it is also gone. Perhaps like tamping down that, is it Phoenix Menace a little bit?
I mean, this is a huge change to Modern, honestly.
Yeah.
There are so many decks that rely on faithless looting as like a piece to make them tick. Is it Phoenix?
Yeah.
Dredge. We talked about Hollow One, which people don't really play anymore, but that was a key piece of that deck.
There were a lot of Mardu decks that were just running it.
Mardu Pyromancer.
Like, even if it wasn't a key piece of the deck, it was still very much part of
important.
It. Like Death Shadow.
Death Shadow, yeah.
These are all decks that could potentially be hurt by this.
We talked about even Storm just getting hit by this on the way out. So does this make these decks...
Griselbrand?
Does it make these decks unplayable now?
I mean, Griselbrand I think is unplayable now.
Wow, this is a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, that one's not a huge deal. Not a ton of people are out there playing it.
I have a friend who plays Mardu Pyromancer who's like, well, time to toss that deck in the old Garbarino.
I mean, I do think that for a deck like that, it is, because Mardu Pyromancer is something that's a very important piece of their card advantage.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
what are they going to do?
It's a different world.
It is.
And
we haven't even talked about another huge piece of this.
Oh, yeah.
Stoneforge Mystic unbanned.
And I said this erroneously on the Upkeep yesterday. I was like, oh, we've never lived in a world where Stoneforge was legal in Modern, but nobody has, because it entered Modern on the ban list.
Really?
Yes. It started there.
Wow.
They were like, we cannot let this thing into Modern. Not we're taking it out. It's not even allowed in.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's wild.
So it has been
So
in
now
jail.
they're just like, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, like, okay, here we go. And you know what? And part of me is happy that they are being a little bit more shake-uppy with Modern. You know, taking out Faithless, putting in Stoneforge. Maybe I'll regret saying all of these words in a month or two.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think it makes it, if anything, it makes it exciting. So it is a shame that a lot of decks got kind of really, really hard nerfed by this. But I do like formats changing and experimentation and seeing if we can make Modern more exciting, because it's been in a place, at least for the past few months, that has been super unexciting.
Yeah. In case you are not aware of what Stoneforge Mystic does.
Great.
1 and a white for a 1/2. Okay, whatever.
That's not impressive.
When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. 1 and a white, tap, you may put an equipment card from your hand onto the battlefield.
Yes.
So
what are we doing?
we're making a turn 3 Batterskull.
Batterskull. Get out there.
Yeah. But also, who knows what else?
Yeah,
Who
true.
knows what else?
Oh, who knows what else?
Okay, here's
I'm
one
just
of my
trying to
predictions for Modern, though. I think
Let's
that
hear
we're
it.
going to see Urza Thopter Sword become, like, it's going to be very good.
Yeah, that deck already very good.
Yes.
Unleashed. Now
Yeah.
get in there.
Yeah.
Even better.
Doesn't have to worry about that Hogak Menace.
A lot of people saying now Jund will also be at
Yes,
the top of the list.
with
because
Ren and 6.
Ren and 6 is so
It was already
good.
climbing the ranks.
Yeah.
With Ren and 6 in its arsenal. And now, what is there to stop it?
What is there to stop it?
What is there to stop it?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
I mean, Scapeshift.
All right, Megan's back on Scapeshift. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Somebody was talking about playing Stoneforge Mystic in Abzan in
Ooh.
Modern.
Yeah.
I think that might be a new deck around the corner for a lot of people.
All right.
Batterskull, very good, of course. You can't, if you're playing an aggressive deck and you can't deal with a Batterskull, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
You can never race it. In a million years, it has lifelink. It is enormous.
Mm-hmm.
Abzan with Stoneforge Mystic and Batterskull, would I even like that?
I don't know, Maria.
I think I might.
Would you?
I think I might.
Would you?
It sounds like a deck that plays creatures.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fun. I'm in. I'm a creature girl.
Yeah. I think I'm excited to get back on my Scapeshift business.
Okay.
I would like Scapeshift.
On your Scapeshift business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. My Scapeshift business. Yeah, I like Scapeshift. You couldn't really play it in a Hogak world.
No.
It's too slow.
No.
Too slow. But I'm excited to pick up Urza Thopter Sword. I'm gonna try that.
Definitely seems up your
I'm gonna
alley.
try that deck.
It's a sweet combo deck.
Yeah.
Where you make infinite life, infinite Thopters.
Yes.
Infinite mana.
Yes.
I mean, what more do you need in a game of Magic than those
Nothing.
3
You don't need
infinite
anything
things?
else.
Maybe Boggles will be good again. Ha 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 ha.
Aw. Remember that time that it was?
Yeah, those few. It emerges.
Those few days.
For a few days, a few months at a time. Sometimes it does. But with Jund out there,
It peeks its head up and sees the sun.
ugh, Boggles is not
That's
like
true.
playing against Jund.
Yeah.
They have way too many ways to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
And every time I ever talk about Boggles on a stream, like I did a Channel Fireball stream this past weekend, immediately people get after me about hexproof being the worst word ever printed on a Magic card. But like the thing is,
Whatever.
I'm sitting here talking about how I don't want to play against
First,
Jund.
people say that they don't. First, people say that they want to see more creatures decks, but then they complain when there are creatures
Yeah,
decks.
that's true. I mean, people complain about anything. But what I'm saying is,
Isn't that true?
there are 1,000 ways to kill a Boggle. Like
Yes.
you do not, or the enchantments that are wearing or whatever, is not undeal-withable
Yeah.
by any stretch of the imagination. Modern
Yeah.
is a very powerful format. So don't even with me. Don't even
You heard
with
it
me.
here. Don't
Okay.
even with her.
But it's gonna be a new universe.
Yeah, we're excited to see where it goes.
And welcome back, Rampaging Frostodon, to Standard for 3 weeks.
Get on out there.
Let's take a look back at the year in review with Mark Rosewater's State of Design article.
That's right. So this is just an article that he likes to do every year, where he just looks back at the past year of sets and formats and says, "How was it?"
And you know what I really appreciate about this article? It's that he is super honest with himself.
Yeah.
You know, if they didn't achieve something that he thought they should have, or if he like missed the mark on something, he'll say
just be
it.
like, yeah, that happened.
That happened, and we need to do better. And I think that's a really good tool to kind of check yourself and be honest
before you wreck yourself
with your accomplishments.
Yeah.
And he also, of course, very important to give yourself accolades, pats on the back for the things you did well, and he does that too.
So, he starts out at the top with, how was the last year of Magic design? He says, very good.
I would agree.
Hard
agree. It's been a great year for Magic.
Yeah. He talks about how Dominaria felt like a turning point, and I also agree with that.
Absolutely.
Like, Dominaria was a great set.
Yes.
I loved it. And it's the time when they started with what we are now calling VSP. Vision design, set design, play design.
Yeah.
So they've got that new team in there. Working on, hey, how does the set play together?
Yeah, and it's super important because I think Standard has been excellent since they've fully rounded out their play design team and people testing the cards in the Standard environment, what they call the Future League.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Dominaria, huge success for them, I think, financially. Like, I think it sold very well. It was great, like, flavorfully. Got a lot of old school players coming back into the game.
And the cards were great.
It
was so much fun.
They pushed design boundaries.
Yeah.
Which I love. That's my number one thing I love to see.
Those sagas. So good.
So good.
So good. But that was from the year before.
Yes. Anyway, moving on.
Surprisingly. Anyways, he also says there were some shifts in philosophy that he thinks led to better Magic gameplay, like creating more answers to threats. Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And putting those answers at lower rarities to help for limited.
That I think we have seen the benefits of 100%.
Yes.
In like formats like Core Set 2020, which we'll get into later in this article.
Mm-hmm.
So the number one thing he wants to point on as highlights from this past year is hitting the right level of complexity in design.
Yeah.
So you can't have it be too high or players are going to be like, we're out. This is too complicated.
It's going to be really hard for new players to get in.
I'm going to go play Parcheesi. Yeah, exactly. Have you ever played Parcheesi?
No.
I don't think I have either.
Is it easy?
I don't even know.
What if it's not?
What if Parcheesi is secretly the hardest game you can play?
That you just named, you're like, I'm going to go play Parcheesi.
I'm going to go play Parcheesi.
I'm going to go play Whist. Whist is not a difficult game.
Whist is not hard. It's barely a game, honestly.
Whist is basically just putting cards down on a table.
We looked this up because they always played in Jane Austen novels.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is Whist? Look it up. All you do is take tricks.
And there's like there's nothing exciting about the tricks.
No.
You're just putting cards on a table.
Taking them.
The end.
The end of that game.
The end.
But you know what? It was early days for games.
Yeah.
They didn't have it all figured out. They didn't even get to the level of hearts. You know what I mean?
But their versions of charades were sick.
Hit me with the charades they play.
Okay, you've read Jane Eyre?
Magic the Parloring, a new podcast.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my goodness, what?
I don't think I have.
I'm reeling right now.
It's accurate. She is.
Do you know any of the plot points?
No.
Maria, go read it right now and don't look up anything. Don't let anyone spoil anything that's going to happen.
All right, great. Let's do it. I'm excited.
I'm very excited for this. Okay, wow.
I'm trying to think of a book.
I feel like I got like a defibrillator to my chest when I hear that someone doesn't know the plot of Jane Eyre and has never read it.
They play charades in Christmas Carol.
Yes.
That's one I remember.
Okay, so in Jane Eyre, they play charades, but it is
messed up charades that's really dark and everyone reveals
it's like
secrets.
Super elaborate. They close the set of curtains to this other room and they have all these costumes and they present like a full tableau. So it's like 4 to 6 people create a full tableau in costume and everything.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I would play that at a party. Their parties were kind of sick back then though because what else are you going to do?
Exactly. Dance to an orchestra.
Play bobbing for apples.
Ew.
Yeah, they did that.
Did they really?
Yes, and there was a weird game called Snapdragon where there was like candy that was on fire that kids had to like reach into a fire and eat. Candy.
Now that sounds like stuff out of a Dickensian novel. Do you want to eat raisins, kids? I'm gonna set them on fire.
Yum! I guess they were soaked in rum, so maybe that's why the kids liked the game.
Like, yeah.
Let's play. Anyway, so where were we? I don't remember how we got
complexity.
On this.
And we're about complexity.
And it can't be too easy or you'll get bored.
Yes. And so he said he felt like they had gotten kind of over complex.
Yep.
And then they course corrected too much, ended up a little too with too little complexity. But now that they've been in a good spot, and I would agree.
Yeah, he says
great.
An example of hitting the nail on the head here would be the uncommon planeswalkers in War of the Spark, which before they would have thought was too much, but I think it wasn't.
No, not at all. People got it.
There were of course a couple of issues which he talks about later, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
those were great.
He says they're getting better at hitting players' desires. He feels like they're making more of the kinds of cards that players want to have.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Like for example, those Planeswalkers, I would put into that category once again. The set Modern Horizons as a whole, I think was super fun, really great draft environment, and and people generally have been very high on it.
Mm-hmm. And he says, we're embracing new tools to help us make better designs.
Like hammers that are unable to be run into when you're hanging pictures on your wall.
That you can't hammer yourself into.
Yeah, I like here he says an example of using these new tools is making use of frames as a component to enhance new design space.
And we have been loving the alternate types of frames.
We have been loving
those borderless lands. Some of our favorite things to happen in a very long time. So cool.
And we know in Throne of Eldraine, they've ramped that up already. And he says, you've seen subtle uses of this over the years, and we're going to make more use of this tool moving into the future.
Really excited for that.
I mean, like, use all parts of the card, right?
Take away that border. It's just getting in our way.
Yeah, I agree. Get it out of here.
Now it gets into the lessons.
Okay.
So he starts with, we could use more synergy between the sets.
This is something that I personally haven't super noticed, but maybe it's true.
He says it just sort of looks like because they've moved away from the block structure. And so obviously like blocks used to work together with their mechanics. But as they've moved away from that, it's sort of been like you kind of have a random toolbox of things that don't exactly work well together all the time.
That is something that is good to keep an eye on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And more time spending on correcting the pacing of sets and their releases. And I think this is true for sure because sometimes I feel like it's too back to back and I haven't had time to enjoy a set before a new one is coming out. Yeah. And then times I'm like, ooh, this has been a little too long before they release something new. Yeah. So they're going to work on correcting that as well.
Nice.
So let's start things off the furthest back, which is Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance.
Wow, that was this year?
That was this year.
That was a decade ago.
I'm already like, what?
I know.
This happened in our lifetimes? Sure did.
Highlights that he touches on, they felt like they executed well on the guilds.
I would agree with that.
All of the mechanics played well, and players liked the overall tone of the sets.
Yeah, people love Ravnica, me included. The guilds are just, how can you get better than this? A way for you to say, this is how I like to play Magic. I'm going to associate myself with a guild. And guess what? I get to play as that guild, which is essentially my identity as a Magic player.
Yeah.
You can't get better than that. I think it's excellent.
I loved how stuff like Surveil and Jumpstart worked together.
Oh, and felt so much like their guild.
Yes, exactly. It was so cool. Yeah, Jumpstart to me is like one of the coolest mechanics that we've had in a while.
Surveil was so very Dimir.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that.
Spectacle, great use of a Rakdos mechanic.
Spectacle, absolutely.
So what were the drawbacks that he found? One, there wasn't enough innovation, so he didn't think they pushed the guild mechanics enough.
Yes. He said that he felt like the mechanics, again, going back to the first part, were like functional and did their jobs well.
Yeah.
But they didn't necessarily push into a lot of new space.
So let's think about like Convoke that like literally didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
for Celestia, that was just a revisit, which is okay to do. Like you shouldn't have to reinvent the wheel every single time 10 times around in a Ravnica set. But I would say that nothing jumped out to me off the top, other than maybe Jumpstart, of me being like, holy cow, that's totally new and different. And I'm very excited to play with that brand new Ravnica mechanic.
Yeah.
But I was okay with it.
Exactly. Oh, and Jumpstart was so great.
Yeah, and that's echoed in his point. The mechanics lacked oomph. They wanted more pizzazz with them, and I think I agree with that. But I wouldn't be too hard on them about it.
Yeah, agree.
And that limited play did not, Ravnica Allegiance limited play did not have the depth of Guilds of Ravnica. Geez, it's been too long since I've drafted these sets to actually remember that.
I know. Let's see. I'm trying. Yeah.
I honestly don't remember.
I don't even remember. I remember enjoying drafting both of them, so that's something.
Yeah, I don't ever remember thinking like, oh, I'm tired of this. So
yeah.
Maybe they were both fine.
And I feel like it was made up for because Guild of Ravnica had a little bit more where, like, wasn't there was a color pair that was really weak.
Gosh.
And then Allegiance maybe didn't have that, or maybe it was the other way around.
It was,
I don't remember.
Whatever Celestia was, I remember that wasn't good.
Exactly. It was sort of just like very... It could be very ho-hum.
Like we needed trample on something in Celestia that we didn't get.
Just on several somethings, I feel like.
On a couple of somethings, yes. And then it would have been fine.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to War of the Spark.
That was this year?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was.
You all remember that fabulous trailer?
Oh, that's right. Do you remember when we were all like, what's going to happen? Who's going to die?
Yeah. What is Nicol Bolas going to destroy
Look at all the
everything?
stained glass planeswalker stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, that trailer was excellent.
Wow. So in terms of highlights from that, players loved the Planeswalker theme.
100%.
Oh, absolutely.
But do you remember when this came out, we were like, oh, is this going to be too much?
And you know what? It wasn't. How do you do that?
I have no idea.
Stop and talk about what an incredible accomplishment that is.
100%.
A Planeswalker in every pack, and somehow it's not too much.
I mean, that seems almost unbelievable to me that
really
they
is.
accomplished that. And it was a complete slam dunk, in my opinion.
Sick kudos to them, honestly.
Like, seriously. I was like, there's going to be 3 or 4 Planeswalkers out there. People are going to be like, I don't know what to do. Who do I attack? Which ones do I activate? It wasn't a problem.
No.
And I don't know how it wasn't a problem, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was just great.
Magic.
It was just great. The fact that it was an event set came through loud and clear.
Absolutely.
So this is kind of talking about how it was about this one moment in the story, kind of.
They had been building up to this moment for many, many years.
So it was less about a plane, because we were still on Ravnica, and more about this giant thing where Nicol Bolas is trying to take over.
Yeah, the story came to a head in a fabulous way. And I honestly think a lot of that was the marketing that was done around it. And I would give big props to the marketing team for that trailer, the stained glass teaser trailer that we saw with the candle smoke blowing out.
So cool.
And just
for
the way that
Gideon.
They pushed it. Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
Bye, Gideon. R.I.P.
Wow. Now I feel sad about it.
Me too.
I didn't ever think I'd miss him, but
Chad.
Now I feel bad.
I do feel bad for Chad.
Yeah. And Proliferate and Amass. Those were really cool mechanics.
Yeah, I did like Amass.
I enjoyed Amass, and like having proliferate back, it's a great mechanic. I really like it.
Yeah, I honestly wish there was a little bit more of it.
Yeah.
I think in War of the Spark.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I'll hit the ball of the park with all of those things. Lessons from War of the Spark. There were too many rare or mythic rare bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would agree with this, though I wouldn't put it on the level of Fate Reforged by any means.
I don't think so. You know, they talk about the God Eternals being the biggest culprits, but I can't remember that many times that I played against them.
Yeah, me either.
Like they were at least, and I remember beating them a couple of times, you know?
Yeah, and when you did, you felt like you should feel like you beat a god.
Yeah.
I beat this god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I'm not going to 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was a super bomb heavy set.
The static ability of some planeswalkers was hard to remember.
That is absolutely,
this is absolutely true.
10,000 times true.
Yes, and Narset, of course, was the biggest offender of this. Each opponent can't draw more than one card each turn. I think I did do this wrong about 15 times before I remembered it.
And I'm trying to remember, there was another one that people just never remembered.
Gosh, what was it?
Teferis, I messed up Little Teferis a billion times.
Yeah. How do you get around that, though? I don't know. Because I
know.
do like the static ability on them. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to think of a different way to do it.
They just need to be more
thoughtful about it in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Thoughtful.
And another one is a spoiler for the story, but we all friggin' know the story, and we've talked about it on the show already, and that's that Dak Faden didn't get a card. And we also talked about this earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were like, oh, where's this card going to be? Like, he's obviously dying on this art or whatever. Yeah. He dies in the trailer.
He dies big time.
And he didn't get a card. Yeah, that's a super oversight. I would have loved to see him get a card.
Harvested, which is both lethal and not legal.
And not legal. Yeah. We had to go through that whole thing. And I'm a huge Dak Faden fan. And so I'm very sad that 1, he's dead, and 2, that he didn't get a card.
Yeah.
So, but overall, I think, that was a fantastic set.
Next, we have Modern Horizons. Highlights. Players enjoyed the time spiral like goodness of the set.
Yeah.
Like seeing all of these hits
from over the years.
And like cards that felt like, even though they were new, came from other sets.
Yeah, exactly.
Or could have come. The flavor really resonated.
Absolutely.
It delivered on a lot of long desired themes. Like slivers and ninjas are being ones that they call out.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
All true.
Yeah.
All true. Lessons, the name misled people. I don't know what he really means by that.
Yeah.
I thought the name was kind of lame. But
He says like they thought it was a set about maximizing modern.
Oh, I see.
Which is, so people like thought it was going to be more reprints.
Oh, I get
or
it.
stuff like
I
that.
get it.
But like, I'm glad that it wasn't.
No, I want it to be playable.
Like
and
he said,
limited.
it was like a time spiral. It's like it had a lot of complexity. It had a lot of nostalgia for people. So yeah.
Okay. I thought it sounded like a yoga magazine, but we made fun of that enough times.
Enough times.
It's too easy to get into traps drafting the set. I don't feel like that ever happened to me. So, okay, maybe it happened for other people. And players didn't get enough chance to draft the set. That's for sure true.
Yeah,
it is
that's
a
the
little
thing.
expensive and hard to get enough people ready to go to play something that's pricey. But if you did manage to play it, it was a fantastic draft environment. The one critique I would give it is that Blue Black Ninjas was a little too good.
Yeah.
But overall, super, super fun to draft. 5-color snow is like nothing else when you can make that come together. I loved the snow deck because it was very weird. And so I'm all in. So yeah, Modern Horizons, thumbs up.
Awesome. And last, we have Core Set 2020.
This is where we are now. We've arrived at the present.
Wow.
Hello.
So highlights, the set drafted well. I agree.
Me too.
Like for a core set, it is. It's satisfying.
I'm going to go on a branch here that I don't think you're going to come out with me on, but it has been my favorite core set draft.
No. Yeah, no, not following you there. Okay.
I absolutely love it. I would still go on and draft this right now.
Origins was so good.
Oranges. I think
Oranges.
you mean oranges.
Magic Oranges was so good.
The flavor, I think the flavor of Magic Oranges was for sure the best flavor for a core set.
And I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The set provided cards for a lot of different formats.
No, that's got to be a big win for a core set.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of cards from there in standards.
Yeah,
sure.
True.
And the set had a lot of cards aimed at lower tier standard decks.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
So they're trying to pump up decks that hadn't been competitive yet.
I love that idea.
So awesome.
Let's get new cream rising to the top here. And this is a lesson that I just called out. Didn't have a particularly strong theme. No, not at all.
True. But it's a core set. It doesn't always.
But think about what if it did? Like,
yeah, that would be cool.
What if we just thought about it a little bit more?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some players are starting to feel planeswalker fatigue.
Yes, I agree. I feel that.
You're just like, who cares?
Yes. They talk specifically about Chandra's 3 planeswalker
Oh,
gimmick.
I see. Yeah.
I mean, like, I really love Chandra, though.
Chandra's
and I really
great.
liked all 3 Chandras.
It was kind of cool.
So it's kind of difficult. Like, I do think that I feel some planeswalker fatigue.
Maybe we just needed a tiny bit of a break before we did that.
Exactly.
Okay,
but I did really
that's
like
fair.
those 3 Chandras. So
Those 3 Chandras were great.
yeah. All right. Overall, I agree. Like, great year.
I think so too.
Great year for Magic.
We talked
a lot
about
of fun.
So many things that we loved that they had done for the first time in 2019. And they took some big risks, they say, and they're willing to push it and try some more big risks.
Yeah.
Which for me is the most exciting thing to hear in this article.
Yeah.
Because if we're not taking risks, what
are
we
we doing?
We're treading water. And if I'm playing the best game in the world, I'm certainly not telling people like, this game is treading water.
No. This game is new. It's cool. It's innovating all the time. Absolutely.
And the best part is because it's innovating and all these things, we don't have to necessarily worry as much about breaking something because we've got that team in there playtesting these cards and everything for us so much. So, like, I'm all for it. Push the design.
Same.
New exciting things.
Same.
Super hyped for Throne of Eldraine. Let's go. Let's talk about Ultra Pro.
And these amazing new deck boxes.
These are so
cool.
They're the Ultra Pro Alcove Flip deck boxes. And
these are new.
These are brand new. We got them. We got some of them. Thank you, Ultra Pro, at MagicFest Vegas. They let us take a look at some of these, and they gave us new stuff that we're going to talk about on other podcasts coming up. But yeah, if you enter our giveaways or if you win at some of our Mythic Championship, like player or card drafts, these could be yours.
Yeah. They are gorgeous.
Look at these.
They have the guild symbol. They have guild symbols on them.
Yeah.
And also, I love that it's not just like the background color, but it also has this like detailing.
Yeah, it's
on the sides.
It's a little 3-dimensional guild symbol on the front of the box.
Yes.
That pops out
With these awesome accents. Look, the inside has this like shiny Simic.
It's cool. Megan's got the Simic one, and it
It's really
unfolds
cool.
all the way, which is important.
Yeah.
Like we're unfolding this deck box now because it makes it easier to get your cards out
In and out.
through the top.
Amazing. Yeah, it has like the little spots for.
And these magnets are never ever coming. This is never opening without you wanting to open it.
No.
Is what we're saying.
They're really cool.
These are really high quality.
I love
Holds
them.
100 double sleeve cards, by the way.
That's a huge number of cards.
Yeah. So if you've been on the
I can't shuffle a stack of cards big enough to fit in this deck box.
Me either. If you've been on the
Let's be
lookout for a
honest.
new deck box that you like, say you've got like a commander or something that is guild aligned, these would be perfect for it.
Or even not, if you just have a guild that you love and you want to put your commander in it.
For sure.
And mislead people.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that too.
Subterfuge.
Wait, there's no subterfuge in Commander. Everyone knows who your commander is. Well,
you know.
whatever.
But yeah.
Until the moment that you open the box.
Check out these new Ulco flips from Ultra Pro.
They're so cool.
Anywhere fine Magic accessories are sold, including cardkingdom.com/GLHF. All right, everybody, that is our episode for this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us yet again.
That's right.
And hearing the thoughts coming out of our brains through our mouth holes and into your earbuds.
Wow.
Or headphones, or cat's mouth, or radios, or
whatever else.
computer speakers. Anyway, big thank you, of course, again to everybody who supports us on patreon.com/GLHFmagic. You're our favorite friends, and you're doing something great for the community when you support the creators that you listen to every single week.
Yes, come hang out with us this Thursday if you're a patron.
Yep.
We'll be excited to see you 10 to noon Central.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our one next month will be in the evening in case that isn't applicable to your hours.
Yeah, we're also going to post the video for patrons only on our Patreon, so you'll be able to watch it even if you can't come hang out.
That's right.
It will be there. Thanks again, of course, to Card Kingdom and Ultra Pro for being amazing sponsors.
Amazing sponsors.
To us, as always. Check out our Gleam contest giveaway in the show notes once again. And man,
wow.
that is a lot of stuff we covered this week.
All right, everybody. Good work.
You know what? You did it.
You did
it.